People have a lot of big feelings when it comes to Disney World, especially on the internet.
We found the best 1-star Yelp reviews and we're putting them to the
You
test.
told me we could do 5-star today.
I lied. Here's the deal. We got our amazing and very talented All Ears crew to do some dramatic readings of these 1-star Yelp reviews. But you have no idea what these reviews are. And
I don't.
They could be attractions, they could be food, they could be shops, we don't know.
Luckily, I'm a Disney World expert.
Here's how this works. If you get it right on the first review, that's 2 points. If you get it right on the second review, that's 1 point. But if you don't get it right, if you guess incorrectly for either review, that's 0 points. How you feeling about Animal Kingdom?
I'm feeling pretty. I know this park. This is one of my favorites. I'm feeling good.
All right, let's get into it. I've decided that this is going to be our reviewing spot, reading and reviewing spot. One of our favorite spots. It's the backside of Flame Tree Barbecue. It's just so pretty out here.
This is a really good coffee. Magic for sure.
Oh yeah, me too. And luckily, we're both.
And Sage just had a cup of milk.
Cup of milk. Turn that around. We're both Sage.
I thought you were gonna make fun of my complicated order.
No. Oh, but yeah, look at all the boxes. What do you want? Make coffee at home. All right, ready for the first one?
Yes.
All right, roll the clip.
Joanna B said, "I'm shocked this show gets such good reviews. It was an opportunity to put together a really sweet and moderately educational show about blank. But they totally couldn't decide what they wanted to be. I guess there's a reason it's the least popular attraction in Animal Kingdom, but I think they could have made it really, really great with someone who actually loves blank and wants to convey that to the audience as the author instead of someone clearly going for cheap thrills."
I'm gonna go for it.
Really?
Yeah.
After the first review.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
It's tough to be a bug.
Yeah, wow. After the first review, that's 2 points.
Yeah.
Just for funsies, let's do the second review.
Really long wait in a claustrophobic room without any entertainment or air conditioning, followed by what felt like a 3-minute show. Would have worked if there was a storyline or if it was educational, but really it was neither. Great ending, but otherwise a waste of time.
Shall we go experience it?
Let's go. No, wait. Actually, no. What if we didn't?
Why?
I don't like It's tough to be a bug.
Aww.
I actually do, but you know that it was literally like 2 years ago. That was the first time ever in my entire life that I allowed myself to be leaned against the back of the chair with a bee sting.
Do you actually do it?
I did.
Like if like you felt
2 years
you felt
ago,
it?
I did it for the
I
first
still
time.
won't do it.
Exactly. Sage and I are both very afraid of flying, and especially flying stinging insects.
That's true.
And like if some sort of flying stinging bug flies around, we both try to hide behind Emma.
We've taken our fair share of protection roles from Emma.
Exactly. Yeah.
She can protect us.
Yeah, she can protect us from the bees.
We still gotta do it anyway.
All right, come on.
It's Tough to Be a Bug is about a 10-15 minute 3D show inspired by Pixar's A Bug's Life. Basically, it takes place in the Tree of Life, which is the park icon, and bugs from A Bug's Life, they are showing you how tough it is to be a bug in basically a cabaret showcase form until Hopper, the antagonist, shows up. He's like, no, the reason it's really tough to be a bug is because it's you humans. It's your fault. So let's give you a taste of your own medicine. I will say, if you want to see It's Tough to Be a Bug, definitely read the warnings because it can be intense for younger audiences. We're talking like pitch black, extreme darkness, loud noises, you know, air effects, sound effects, spiders falling from the sky, lots of fog. So definitely read the warnings. I love this attraction.
I would describe it as fog, spider, spider, spider. Oh my gosh, we're all gonna fog, 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 hornets in your back. And bugs, they crawl, fog, fog.
Yeah, so if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
You're still alive? This means war!
I've got good news and I've got bad news. The bad news is that there's no good news.
I think
Being
that's
replaced. You think it's good news that it's being replaced?
I think it's good news of what's coming. I think kiddos will be excited.
Yeah, because it's going to be a Zootopia show. And there's no other details other than that, and it's going to take place in the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
I love this show. One, because it's nostalgic for me. Two, because I love It's a Bug's Life. And this is the real reason, there's not enough villain representation in the parks.
Reasonable. And Hopper's awesome.
And Hopper's awesome. He's this huge, when he's working, he's this huge animatronic that looms over you. They even at one point in this show, just to warn you, simulate a baby crying right before the bad guy comes out.
Because it's just very, it gets very dark. If you're scared of the dark, if you're scared of spiders, if you're scared of bugs, it gets very scary. Even some grown-ups, and pretty much every time I watch the show, I see someone leave the theater with a little kid.
Crying.
Yes, one of my biggest tips for the show is if you want to see it, if you like Bug's Life, your kid likes Bug's Life, but you're a little nervous about those heavier effects, is just sit on the far, far, far left of the theater. This is going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to give you easiest access to those exit doors.
Always have an exit plan.
Where you can get right out if you need to. And two, it's going to put you where you're outside of the heavy fog. If you're in the center of the theater, when that fog happens, it is going to pretty much completely obscure your vision until only spiders are visible. If you're on the side, none of the spiders drop directly above you. The fog doesn't hit you. You can kind of view it as an outside person.
Yep.
It's a little bit less scary. So that's usually what I do. This show is in the Tree of Life. The Zootopia show is set to be in the Tree of Life. They have not technically confirmed that the Zootopia show is replacing this.
Yep.
However, they have said that it's going to be in the same location. So we are assuming it's a replacement. It's just not technically confirmed yet.
Yeah.
But on Quelp, you know, I like this. I'm gonna go 3 out of 5.
I will also go 3 out of 5 on Self, just because I love this attraction. It's nostalgic, and I think that while it's around, we should celebrate it a little bit.
I agree, and to that I'll say, we're pollinators.
We're pollinators. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Whoa! Oh, the birds and Kevin. That was wild. Here's the next one.
After getting off this ride, I immediately looked around for the simulated carjacking ride. What did they say? That extreme thrills release a pheromone that gives you a high? No thanks. Life is enough of a thrill ride for me. But if you are an adrenaline junkie or a brave child, add 3 stars to my rating and fast pass it because it is popular. I don't know what that was.
Wow, this person really felt like it was such a thrill. They thought it was in line with a simulated violent carjacking ride.
Okay, I need the second. I have a theory, but there's no way, so I need the second one.
I kind of just want to hear your theory for a second, but you don't have to submit the answer.
Okay, my theory, what I'm potentially thinking here, and not submitting this, is Kilimanjaro Safaris. Because, which I know sounds wild because it's not particularly thrilling, but it used to have like a whole portion where you were chasing poachers.
Yes.
And it was like a high-speed, it felt like a high-speed car chase through the savannah.
I loved that.
And so that's what I'm thinking, but I don't think it's right, and I want the second review.
All right, second review.
Hey, the craziest lizard is behind you.
Where?
On the fence.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there are 2 of them.
Look at that. Look at that one.
Yeah, they're both. Should we move?
I'm kind of a monster lover. I waited 45 minutes to be flung into darkness only to find a hairy statue staring at me. I felt nothing. I felt sad. These monsters need more love.
I felt nothing. I felt sad. Expedition Everest.
That is correct. That's 1 point.
Now we've made it to Expedition Everest. This is probably one of the most popular attractions in Animal Kingdom. It is certainly one of the most popular roller coasters in Disney World. Basically, this attraction takes you on a trip up the Forbidden Mountain on your way to an expedition to Mount Everest. Now, there are some rumors of a Yeti on the Forbidden Mountain, but who knows? You know, who knows if you'll see one. Spoiler alert, you do see one, and it's pretty big and pretty scary. It is a really thrilling roller coaster. It does go backwards in the dark at one point. This is, in my opinion, along with Rock and Roller Coaster, the most intense roller coaster that you'll find in Disney World. Definitely a favorite for many, and one of the best things about it is that it's very high capacity, so the line moves quick. And even if the line isn't moving quick, you see that it has an hour-long wait. There's a single rider line that you can hop in and get right on it very, very quickly, typically close to a walk-on or waiting just behind a few people to board. So it's a really great attraction, a really great roller coaster, and sounds like some people don't love it, but we got to experience it to find out. Expedition Everest.
We did it.
Conquered. There was a Yeti in there.
Listen, I tried to warn you.
There was an actual Yeti in there.
And I tried to warn the expedition people, and they were like, no, 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 no. The only way to Everest is through the Forbidden Mountain.
And they were like, Yetis aren't real, which crazy because I saw a Yeti in there. It is a blast. It is so much fun. This is a coaster that for me has gotten a little bit too intense for me. And I often do choose to skip it. I'm riding it about 50% of the time.
Right now.
Really? Yeah, I've been skipping this one lately. When you go backwards, this is what my face looks like. It's just not, it's a little bit, it messes with my head a little bit. So I do skip it sometimes. I ride it sometimes. It just depends. Just that it is one of the more intense coasters in Disney. By no means is it as intense as something you'll find at like Six Flags or Universal. So it's definitely still not that thrilling, but it's got some kick to it.
Would you say this is more or less thrilling than Cosmic Rewind?
More thrilling than Cosmic Rewind.
Really?
Yes.
And I would disagree.
There's more G-forces on this one, which is what gets me. That's that part when you go backwards, you can feel G-forces, and that is where I'm like, no thanks.
But there's more airtime with Cosmic Rewind.
More airtime with Cosmic Rewind and more like zipping around.
Yeah.
This is gonna get a 4 out of 5 on Whelp though, because all that said, even though it does make me a little sick, it's still an amazing ride. It's sad to me. The Yeti used to be a working animatronic and is not anymore, so that's obviously gonna knock it a bit. But it is such a fun ride, such a spectacular coaster, and it's amazing that it's so popular and doesn't get a particularly long line. So a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I will also give it a 4 out of 5 for the following reasons. That was so intense.
Yeah, it was really intense.
The number one is because there aren't many attractions with a single rider line, and when it does get those high wait times, that is extremely helpful if we're trying to optimize our time. So the single rider line is greatly appreciated. But if you're not in the single rider line, the queue is actually pretty cool because there are actually some items in the queue that are real and authentic. Going backwards is super cool. Even though the Yeti isn't moving, it is still very cool. But would I love to see the Yeti move again? Absolutely. And
it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. So I will also say 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 for Everest. On to the next.
A huge no, 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 a million times no. We'll continue with Nine Dragons or Morimoto Asia. I wanted to love this place, but the price for what I was served, 100% not okay. I only got a total of 4 to 6 pieces of chicken. Even my husband was shocked at how little we were given. 4 dumplings? Ugh. It was a total joke. The food itself was okay, but nothing to write home about. And being a Disney restaurant, you think they would know better. Will not recommend, will never return.
I'm gonna go for it. Yak and Yeti.
That is correct, and I was nervous because Yak and Yeti is actually not a Disney-owned restaurant.
That's true.
All right, just for funsies, we'll do the other one.
Victoria B said, overrated. Service was poor. Calamari was overcooked. Chicken tikka masala was lackluster and lobster garlic noodles were bland. I would have tried another establishment.
Yak and Yeti restaurant. Here we are. This is a table service restaurant in Asia, in Animal Kingdom. It is one of the very few table service restaurants in Animal Kingdom at all. It's pretty much this. Rainforest Cafe and Tiffin's. Nomad Lounge is really a lounge, so it doesn't super count as a table service. Yak and Yeti here is going to be a lot of like classic Asian fusion style dishes. It's actually relatively popular, but yes, it is not owned by Disney. It's owned by Landry's, the same company that owns T-Rex and Rainforest Cafe. And it's got a pretty wide menu of some crowd-pleasing favorites in the Asian fusion department. Now this spot is relatively easy to get into. Usually you can do a walk-up, but reservations are available as well, and I always recommend it if you want to make sure you have a table. If you join Landry Select, you can also get preferred seating at these restaurants. But yeah, lots of different options on the menu. You can see it's a much larger menu than a typical Disney World restaurant, which I really like about it. This looks amazing. Do you see that Cantonese pork belly bowl?
I do.
There's a fried egg on top.
I don't do fried eggs.
I do.
That's nice.
Fried eggs.
I am not the largest fan of Yak and Yeti, the table service experience.
But you like the quick service?
But the quick service is okay, and I actually
Right next door.
Local Foods Cafe, and I actually really enjoy on less busy days, literally going to the bar, because you can order as the full menu. You can order anything you want from the bar that's on the normal menu. It's on the sit-down menu, and you can have a drink while you're at it, and you can take a drink to go.
But that's so nice.
It is nice.
I think it tastes like any Asian fusion place in your hometown.
That's it. I'm trying to be.
It tastes like a P.F. Chang's. It is.
That's what
basic.
I like the place next door, because it feels like it's like takeout. It feels like it's takeout.
Feels like takeout, which is fun.
And I've never gone to a takeout Chinese place to eat there. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yak and Yeti, to me, if you want a table service restaurant, you want a sit-down meal in Animal Kingdom that you don't want to be like a whole fancy thing, Yak and Yeti is your choice.
Sure.
Hands down, there's no competition. Tiffins is the best restaurant here. It is an amazing experience, but it is a signature dining, a little fancier experience. And that's not always what you're looking for if you just want to get a table. And Rainforest Cafe, the food is not great. The environment's overstimulating. Kids might really love the environment and the food, but I just promise you, the food is overpriced for what it is. I do not love Rainforest Cafe food. I like this better.
Say what you will. I would rather find a table at Satuli Canteen.
Hands down. I mean, I'd rather go to Satuli. Cheaper too.
Cheaper as
too.
well. Which is why I guess I'll give this a 3. So just based on that alone, as well as the food being okay. And you know what? What gives that extra bump is I love the bar inside.
It's a no from me, dog. I'm gonna go with it 2 out of 5. Just because I wouldn't pick this one. I'm interested to try your bar scenario though. Maybe on a perfect day or something we could try that out.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
This ride, it's just plain stupid. The intro video while you're waiting in line is embarrassingly dumb, and it never improves from there. I went with my husband, dad, and brother, and we still joke about this when we get together. At one point, the voice in the ride says, "Look out," and you tip up to show you a model of a blank bolted to the ceiling. We started laughing uncontrollably. This is just not the quality ride I expected from Disney.
Sorry, there's another crazy lizard.
What? Oh, and that one
has like ridges. Speaking of which, it's kind of like a
dinosaur. I knew you were gonna say it. Roll the clip for the other one.
I was quite bored, to be honest. The ride was very dark and I wasn't able to see much. It kind of was just a bunch of dark twists with some turns and bumps. In addition, the story they present wasn't very cohesive.
I think it's interesting.
How is that not cohesive?
I think it's a pretty cohesive. I mean, you go to a museum. Scientist steals a time machine.
Sends you back to get a dinosaur.
And you do.
And it is dangerous.
This is definitely a busy day in Animal Kingdom today. Dinosaur with a 60-minute wait is pretty wild. Dinosaur is a thrilling dark ride attraction where you hop into a time rover. That's right, a time machine here at the Dino Institute. And you go back in time to basically bring back a dinosaur to present day. You're battling huge dinosaurs chasing after you. And when I say that, definitely please read the warning. Again, this might not be suitable for younger audiences. The warning says dark places and scary dinosaurs. And that is very, very true. Again, we're talking pitch black, loud noises, dinosaurs screaming in your face. Now, unfortunately, it has been announced that almost all of Dinoland USA will be going away to make way for Tropical Americas, with potentially Encanto and maybe turning this right into Indiana Jones. So this is another similar situation where, similar to It's Tough to Be a Bug, I'm going to celebrate this attraction as long as it's around. Now, because it is 60 minutes, I don't think we have time to wait. Hey. I think it's time for a reenactment.
Oh, reenactment. Why didn't you say so? I'm Felicia Rashad, and we are taking you today in our luxury time rovers.
Hello there. Hey, it's me, Dr. Seeker. Hey, whatever she said, not happening. We're actually bringing dinosaurs. You're bringing one back from the past.
Our tours are designed to take you back to the late Cretaceous period, a long time before the asteroid hit.
Right. Even if I wanted to get into the system, denied, right? By the way, about those codes, We're in.
I'm sitting in my time rover.
So here we go, we're traveling back through time. Whoa, red lights, red lights. Whoa, hey, look at that. The Triceratops.
Wow.
Not our dino.
A velociraptor. Whoa. Not our dino. It smells like dino breath.
Warning, Carnotaurus Rex.
Definitely not our dino. Go, go, go.
Now you're in pitch darkness. Left, right. Here's your flash photo. That was a good one. We're not gonna make it.
Oh, God,
we're not gonna make it. We made it.
We got the iguanodon.
I love this ride. I do.
Deeply.
I talked about it a lot, so you go ahead.
We've got good news and bad news. The bad news is there's no good news. This ride is getting replaced.
I told them about the Tropical Americas.
Yeah, they haven't technically confirmed it, but it is probably getting replaced. The theory is with an Indiana Jones ride. We absolutely love Dinosaur. We think the story is so campy. The Felicia Rashad and Dr. Seeker pre-show is amazing.
It just screams 90s.
Yes, and for many years as a teenager, this was my favorite ride in Disney World because it's actually thrilling. It actually gets your heart racing a bit in a way that I don't think pretty much even Tower of Terror didn't really do for me as a teenager. And when you're a teen, you want thrilling.
And for many years, it was the opposite for me, where I hated this attraction because I rode it too young. I definitely rode it too young, and and it wasn't even the effects; it was the sound.
Yeah.
I used to just hold my ears because I was like, oh my gosh, it's so loud, it's so scary.
Yeah.
And now I love the attraction now that I've grown to love it as an adult.
Well, I think that this one is definitely very dark, very loud, and it shakes you around really aggressively. It has a warning sign, and I have a lot of there are people in my family that do not like this ride as grown-ups. It is just too overwhelming, too scary, and I think that's something to be aware of. I've ridden this ride many times with kids who were not prepared for how intense it is and have sobbed the entire length of the ride. It is intense. It is not for everyone. It is one of my personal favorites.
I will say, fun fact to this review that we got, when they said blank, they were referring to the pterodactyl bolts at the wall.
I knew.
Beforehand, when it first opened, that pterodactyl did move. There were a lot, actually, more moving parts that made it even more intense, and it got so many complaints that they actually had to scale back
on the intensity.
So that's why the dinosaurs, they might be a little dated and they might be a little, I guess, emotionless and still, but that's just because they were nervous about it, someone saying, hey, I see dinosaur, my 5-year-old loves dinosaurs and he can ride this attraction, but I didn't read the warnings.
Yep. 4 to 5 on Quelp.
4 to 5 on Quelp.
What about Celp?
That's what I meant.
Oh.
4 to 5 on Celp. I want to preface that this is the wildest and
ride in the wilderness.
No, it's the wildest and quickest 1-star Yelp review I found. Wanted to ride 'cause hot. Disney is hot. Build up, no payoff. Now I sad, babies cry. That's it.
Cali River Rapids.
That is correct. I was the most bonkers review. Thank you for mentioning that babies also cried.
Babies cried. I cried.
Hey, look, it's Cali River Rapids.
Hey.
Cali River Rapids is a raft-style attraction where you are going through the jungles of Asia on a raft down a river. Unfortunately, while you're going through the jungles of Asia, you find that the jungles are being met with deforestation, and it's very sad. And then you go down one hill, and that's the ride. Typically, you'll find it around, I would say, a 30, 40 minute wait. And unfortunately, for me, that's just not something I feel comfortable waiting in for one drop.
Right now, it's 60 minutes.
Right now it's 60 minutes. Yeah, waiting 60 minutes for I want to say the whole experience is about maybe 4 or 5 minutes. You will get wet, 1,000%. You will get wet, some more than others. So that is definitely a plus in the summer months. Just getting a little bit cool down a little bit, I guess. I think it's time for a quick reenactment.
Well, I have just one question for you.
What?
How committed to the bit are you?
Oh no. Have you ever known me to not be committed to the bit?
I know.
No.
If you haven't liked this video, I think maybe you should.
Yeah, now's the
We just
time.
subjected ourselves to water effects for your viewing pleasure. So if you would, if you just want to like and subscribe if you haven't,
That'd be awesome.
that'd be great.
Because also, that's all that happens.
Yeah, that's like kind of literally. So the theme on Cali River Rapids is if there's been a logging situation. So you go through a forest that's been logged. It's sad. There's a logging truck.
Things
You
are on
go-
fire.
You go down a big hill. You probably go under a waterfall that gets you pretty drenched, and then it's over. And the big hill doesn't even have that significant of a splash. Most of the time when I ride this with folks that haven't ridden it before, their response, especially kids who love raft rides, their response is like, that was the lead up drop. That was the lead up drop. The big one's coming, but it's not. There's no big drop.
There's no big drop.
As a fan of water rides, I actually really enjoy water rides. I really did as a little kid. This one is just a miss. There are, like, as raft rides go, I've ridden much better raft rides at places that are much less magical than Disney World.
Yeah.
Over at Universal, my favorite raft ride in the world is Popeye and Buddha's Bilge Rat Barges.
Oh, that
which is
one's
over
fun,
there.
yeah.
It's so fun. There's a lot of theming. There's a lot of, like, stuff makes you laugh. Everyone gets wet together. The only thing that I like about Cali River Rapids is that if you ride it with other guests, it's like there's a little bit of a bonding as you get scared about who's going to get the most soaked.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's just, in my opinion, a miss. And the Animal Kingdom has some great attractions that are not this. So, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think, honestly, this is going to get a 1.
Wow. But yeah, you kind of summed it up for me. I don't think I'm gonna go as low as 1.
I mean, here's the thing. When I say 1, it's on a Disney scale. Like, a true 1 for me are like those rides that you see people like getting stuck on and breaking at carnivals. Like, that's if
Like
you're on an
alien swirling
overall-
saucers. I said it.
But if we were talking about on a Disney World scale, this is my least favorite Disney World ride. It's a 1 for me.
I don't have much more to add to that other than I agree. I think it could definitely do a lot better. It's a huge build-up with not a huge payoff, which is unfortunate. I am actually going to go a 2 out of 5. I don't think it quite deserves a 1 just because it is the only water ride, and I do like water rides. But I do think there are things that are far superior, including over at Islands of Adventure.
Cafeteria food that is overpriced, poor quality. Go eat here if you want to feel like you're in grade school again.
I think I know it, but I'll take the second review.
Really?
Yeah,
Nah.
I'd rather get 1 point than none.
Hey! Discovery Island dance break! Wow! Whoa!
10 for a pizza I can eat in 2 bites. Microwave pizza and a limited menu. Very dirty. Nice and cold. Wouldn't recommend unless on death row.
Pizza Safari.
Yeah.
I would have gotten it wrong.
Really?
Yeah. I was gonna say Restaurantosaurus.
Oh, how funny.
Our next spot is gonna be Pizza Safari. Pizza Safari is a quick service restaurant here in Animal Kingdom. It is not overly popular, but it is great if you've got picky eaters or kiddos, need some air conditioning. The reviews are kind of accurate on this one, but it is where you're gonna find your puffy pizza. It's a very beautiful restaurant, very well decorated, has that Discovery Island theme with the murals and sculpture and art pieces. So it's a beautiful restaurant, but yes, it is puffy pizza. Not anything to write home about typically. But we're gonna try some so that we can give our accurate and recent squelch review. All right, we've acquired just a basic here to really put Pizza Safari to the test. It is just their cheese pizza. It's a personal pizza, 4 little slices, that puffy crust. We're gonna see how it holds up. Disney World puffy pizza is notorious, but you know, a lot of people love it. So is Pizza Safari worth the 1 star on Yelp?
Oh goodness.
Okay, Pizza Safari. Emma's behind the camera, and she just caught that with the most lightning fast reflexes I've ever seen in my life.
There you go.
And now she's holding it
Well,
steady.
I'm scared. So.
Anyway, puffy pizza, we're trying it. I think that it does give school cafeteria lunch.
Yeah.
However, I think that we really knock school cafeteria lunch. And there's something about a school cafeteria pizza that hits in a different way. It's like, how is a McDonald's cheeseburger gonna be a good cheeseburger? No. But sometimes do you crave a McDonald's cheeseburger? Yes. Sometimes you crave the square pizza that you could get on Fridays at your high school. Maybe you're 27.
You're almost 20.
I'm almost 28. And maybe you're craving the pizza from your high school, and maybe Pizza Friday can do that for you. Now, would I go here ever by choice? No. However, I have. Emma just looked me in the eye and said, I have. But if you've got a kiddo who loves just like an easy personal pizza, I mean, you know, you make a lot of like DiGiorno's at home, then this is gonna hit that.
Are you judging the DiGiorno families?
DiGiorno's. Do you guys have things that taste like DiGiorno's?
I can't say I've ever had DiGiorno's.
Oh, and I'm judging DiGiorno's.
And sometimes, in my opinion, simplicity is key. There are so many different, like, adventurous flavors you can try here at Animal Kingdom, and sometimes you just want a pizza, and that's okay. Is it going to be the best pizza you have? No, definitely not a must-do if you're only coming here for a couple days. But if you're here for a long amount of time, and you just want to get back to basics, this is it's fine. It's an okay pizza.
Yelp is gonna be low on this one.
Yeah.
This might be the first time ever in a Yelp review video that
You're with them.
I'm with them, and I might go 1 out of 5.
Wow.
It's on a Disney World scale, so there's definitely worse places than this. This place isn't poisoning you. The food is fine. It's just that it's, you know, the atmosphere is only okay, the food's only okay. I just wouldn't recommend it. So realistically, it's probably more of a 2, but it's low.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go on a 2, just because the reason I agree with everything that Quincy said, but going one step above Quincy, there is a level of everybody needs it. You know what I mean? Nobody,
yeah,
I mean, except for people who can't eat dairy and tomato sauce and bread. Pizza, it's a universal language, really. So I feel like it's okay for picky eaters, and that's why it's one step above 1 for me, because it's pizza. You know what I mean? All right, hang on here. This is kind of a long one.
Okay.
So you spend 2 hours waiting in line, but it's worth it because you get to go on a sweet ride though, right? No, wrong. It's a 2-minute long video you watch and that's it. The chair moves back and forth a bit, but let me think. Wow, that's it! If you have an office chair with big wheels and a big TV, you can experience this ride at home. Save yourself $1,500.
Flight of Passage.
You're on a roll today, man.
Yeah. I'm in tune with these 1-star Yelp reviewers.
Yeah, roll the clip.
I waited 3 hours to be attacked by alien pigeons? No way, dude. I told Cynthia I hated birds, and she still made me wait in this line. And that lady in the pre-show line was not Sigourney Weaver. If you could get Felicia Rashad, you could get Sigourney Weaver.
Be attacked by birds. Attacked by
alien pigeons.
Alien pigeons.
Flight of Passage is a motion simulator where you basically pair with your very own avatar and you fly over the Valley of Moara and honestly, like a lot of Pandora on your very own Banshee. This is definitely one of the most popular attractions in all of Animal Kingdom. Currently, wait time is 140 minutes, so we didn't get an individual lightning lane, but we've done this many a times.
I did it on purpose because I think that they would benefit from a nice reenactment.
Here we go again.
I'm Quincy.
And I'm Sage.
I will be playing the role of viewer today.
And I will be playing the role of everything else.
Oh, it's a simulation. Look, oh my, wow, bright lights flashing. Bright lights flashing. Oh my gosh, it's Pandora. Wow, for real. And look, there's our guide up there. Wow, well I guess we'll follow, huh? Wow, I can see all through Pandora. Now dive! Ah! Ah! We faint away.
Quick, look at the ocean.
Ocean? All right, back to this. And it smells nice in here. Oh. Whoa.
We're gonna go.
Things. All right, then the rhinoceros thing. Oh, brakes. Fly over. Oh, gosh.
I land on the perch. Look at the horizon.
And the bright lights.
Well, that's what bows look like. The first time I rode that attraction, I cried.
Well, I was gonna say the first time that I rode that attraction, I had a different experience and that I also cried.
Oh, good. It's going very well. I think this is, I do believe that there is a reason that this is the probably most popular attraction in Animal Kingdom, and I'm not just trying to be like a Disney adult, like I love everything about Disney. No, for real. I think the immersive effects, the 4D effects with the water is like timed within an inch of its life.
I get motion sick if I'm looking at a screen that doesn't match the movements my body's doing. It's perfect on Flight of Passage, absolutely perfect. I think that there are some people that don't love this ride.
Sure.
My parents are like, it's a screen, it's a simulator, it's a 6-minute movie.
I do agree that.
And that is what it is.
Yes, I think Soarin' had to walk so Flight of Passage could run.
Yep, it is, however, I think very immersive. If you let yourself, I've been doing this thing lately, where I'll film the first about 2 minutes of the ride and then I put my camera away.
Yeah.
And I try to let myself be really immersed.
Yeah.
And if you let yourself suspend disbelief for a moment, it feels like you're really flying.
I also think the fact that you're in a seated bike position and the fact that the Banshee, they've created a way for it to feel like the Banshee is breathing in between your legs. I think that's a really fun, innovative.
Very immersive.
Very immersive. I really enjoyed it. And yes, it might be a long wait, but I just want to shout out to the queue because I think the queue is the outdoor section is absolutely gorgeous. The indoor section is very detailed.
I actually don't mind a super long wait for this one.
Sure.
Like obviously I try to avoid long waits at all.
Right.
In any way I can, but if I get in a long wait for this one, it's not the worst.
Yeah.
Because the queue is so great.
Then there's a bathroom inside the queue as well.
There's a bathroom inside and a water refill.
Yeah.
I do think that something to note that gives this ride a knock is that the ride vehicles do not accommodate all body types.
It is not as accessible as one would hope.
Yeah, and if you have any concerns about that bike ride vehicle, there is a tester seat outside the ride. You can speak to customers and they can help you find out if you'll be able to ride. So that's a knock against the ride, but I do think this is spectacular, and I think on 12, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're kind of like we're like on the same creative wavelength, but not on the same rate wavelength.
That's interesting, and I think very valuable to the watcher.
I think so too. The reason I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 on SELP is because it is just a screen and because of how long the wait actually is.
Right now we're looking at it's 140 minutes.
140 minute wait, which is absolutely bananas. The individual lightning lane is available for this, but that is currently, or if you don't do that, you have to wait in the crazy long standby line. So that's why I'm bringing it down to a 4, just because I hate waiting in long lines.
Yeah.
But other than that, I love this one.
My burger was not cooked to medium well, it was rare. I asked them to take it off the bill and not get me a new one. They did as I asked. My friend's pasta was done first and cold when received. They gave a baby a cup and a straw. The experience was poor. The electric animals were so robotic sounding I couldn't help but laugh, and all the screaming kids.
Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah.
Give a baby a cup with a straw.
I don't know, but I think that's funny.
Sage is at home like, hey, Violet.
Hey, take that.
Good luck.
It's in a shot glass.
Rainforest Cafe.
It's a cafe with a rainforest inside.
Bum, bum.
What song are you setting me up for?
I don't know.
Bum,
But
bum.
I like where you.
This is Rainforest Cafe. Rainforest Cafe is a chain. It is a chain
It's a
restaurant.
chain
You can
restaurant.
find Rainforest Cafes all over the world. In fact, there's 2 on Walt Disney World property. There's one here at Animal Kingdom that even has a back entrance into Animal Kingdom, and over at Disney Springs.
Yep. Rainforest Cafe's kind of thing is that it is animatronic rainforest animals. There are rainstorms that happen during your meal. The food, I would liken it to like a slightly more exciting Chili's.
I was gonna say sports bar.
It's like they have a little bit more interesting food, and it's a big menu.
It's highly themed. Like the food is highly themed.
It is definitely like an interesting, fun experience. It is great. Kids love this kind of thing. Like it's like you tell them you get to eat in a rainforest where it rains. I have fond memories of eating in a rainforest cafe. However, I do not recommend this in Disney World.
To anyone. Not only is it overly priced, it's overhyped, and the portions are huge.
Yeah, they're massive. They're like too big. I find the food to be like incredibly unmemorable and usually a little dissatisfactory when I'm eating it.
Yeah.
The environment is really fun. It is, especially if you're a little kid. However, you're in Disney World, where there's like a wealth of really fun environmental
Themed entertainment, yeah.
Like it's like go spend maybe a touch more, if not the same amount, to eat at Space 220, which is like an impeccably themed restaurant that takes you to space.
And I'll be honest, I've never had one thing here, not one. And I've eaten at both Rainforest Cafe and I'll say it, T-Rex. But like I would say maybe 9 times in the course of my life. I've never liked one thing that I've had.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm always like, when I eat at T-Rex and Rainforest Cafe. I think when you are steps from some really amazing dining, obviously this park is a little low on the table service options,
Right.
but I would go yak and yeti over this. If your kid is you've taken them to a Rainforest Cafe before, they are begging, take them. Get an entree that you think you'll like enough. Take them, enjoy the atmosphere, make some fun memories with your family. Otherwise, this one is just a skip.
But definitely plan in advance. Because Rainforest Cafe does have a name, I have seen even on the slower days, a wait time during lunch for a 2-hour wait time to even get seated. So if this is something that you absolutely need to do, definitely plan in advance.
Yeah, go off peak time or run out here and get your name on a list, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so my Squelp review, nope,
We're Squelp.
We're Squelp. I'm
You're
Selp.
I'm Squelp.
Quelp. She's Elp.
Help. It's fitting because Emma sounds like help.
Help!
Which is kind of also her vibe.
I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5.
I'm also giving it a 1 out of 5.
It's just not worth it. There are other things. Please, please, please do your research and don't just go into the first restaurant that you see, because guess what? This restaurant is the first thing you will see before entering Animal Kingdom.
It does have its own dedicated park entrance though.
Yeah, the back entrance. That part is cool. That's a secret entrance.
If you eat there, when you exit, you can go out through. You actually just walk through there too. You don't
really need to.
No.
What are we doing?
Deal. We got him, boys. We got him.
Cuff him.
He signed the papers.
We all found this ride boring and uninspired. You see some animals and people made possible by video. Big whoop. I'm getting sick of every new ride being a video ride. It's been going on since Spider-Man at Universal ages ago. For 4 people at $600 a day, could do much better.
Okay, first of all, Spider-Man rules.
I
Second
agree.
of all, Navi River Journey.
This is, you're on a roll, but also because I think there are limited options here too.
Yeah, there are limited options here. It's helping me out.
Not to lessen your win
My
here.
accomplishments, yeah.
All right, roll the clip for the second one.
Where's the story, Disney? I'm not doing it. Where is the story, Disney? The ride was pretty, but that's it. Imagine if someone spray painted Living with the Land so that it glowed in the dark, and then added a couple of movie screens with some blue people. This ride will be one of those rides that are listed on mommy vlogs, recommending quiet places to take your overstimulated toddlers to nap or to nurse your baby.
Our kindly 1-star Yelp reviewers have tackled Navi River Journey, one of the 2 attractions in this land. This is a slow-moving boat ride that takes you through the rivers of the Moara Valley, where you see lots of Pandoran wildlife, and at the end, the incredible shaman animatronic that is singing kind of an earworm of a song. This is definitely one that I hear a lot of people say was not worth the wait as they're getting off of it. That's because it does often have a very long line when it is kind of just a easygoing boat ride. That said, we have to experience it to be able to Quelp and Selp it. I think, though, that 15 minutes is a bit long for this ride. Would you agree?
I do.
And what do you think we should do about that?
I say we reenact it.
I thought you'd never say that. Pull the yellow safety tab. Pull the yellow. Oh, no, you're going.
Oh, he's got a sword. Yeah. Watch out for that. Wow, look at the flowers over there in the distance. They're kind of spinning. Wow. Oh, now the dog creatures? Dog creatures? That's crazy. I guess they're on this side. Oh. This is frogs on a leaf. Oh, God. Oh. They don't attack you in the actual ride. Get the shaman of song. Now, look at the size compared to me and compared to you. This is I don't honestly think there's a reason to ride it after what you just witnessed.
If you want to ride Navi River Journey, I think instead go to the side of Pandora. Lots of great shady places to sit down. Pull up this video on YouTube and just watch that.
And act it out.
Yeah.
I will be honest.
Yes.
You, Quincy, are the only reason I have any appreciation over this attraction.
Ah! Is it because of what I always say?
This is like a Kilimanjaro Safari, which is a safari attraction, which, by the way, not one star Yelp review for Kilimanjaro Safari.
Unsurprising to me.
Or Festival of the Lion King, or Finding Nemo, Big Blue Beyond.
Hey!
Go Live
Those are all
Entertainment,
great.
also
That's
live
awesome.
animals.
That's awesome.
Anyway, it's basically a safari, but in Pandora. And so viewing it as such makes me go, oh, you're only here on a safari to see the plant life, the animal life. And
then you get that animatronic as a little bonus. Like, that's what makes me like it, is that I'm always like, well, I wish I could experience like a living feeling Pandora. That's what Navi River Journey is to me, is feeling like you're in a living Pandora. Is it the most exciting ride? No.
No.
Is it a must do? I would honestly say once, yes, and then up to you after that.
Sure.
You're there to look around at the environment, and that's kind of it.
You're there to be immersed in the world of Pandora. There's a bioluminescent rainforest. It's very cool. But again, I would not wait for more for this attraction. My personal stance, more than 20-25 minutes. That's someone who has been on it already. However, if this is something, if you're a huge Pandora fan, definitely give it a shot. But my personal preference, I wouldn't wait more than 25 minutes for this, which is why we almost always grab an individual lightning link for Flight of Passage and rope drop this attraction.
Yep. On Quelp, that means that I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
I will be a little harsher than you.
Okay.
I do have appreciation for it because I do think it's a cool Pandora Safari attraction, excuse me. But I'm going to give it a 2 just because I'm always underwhelmed, and they're starting to squeeze people like 4 people in one row, which they used to be just like, if you're a party of 1 or a party of 2, you can sit in that row by yourself. And I like my space.
I am really sad to be giving this 1 star, but let me tell you why. Drinks, good. Sweet as heck, but still good. Our waitress, awesome and accommodating. The bread platter, decent. The poutine, disappointing. My 5-pound miniature dachshund eats larger meals than the serving size of this poutine.
Nomad Lounge.
Wow, good job.
Yeah.
You killed this one.
I got it because it was a place with drinks that had a waiter.
Yes. Yeah. All right, just for fun, we'll roll the last review.
Ever felt like you were sitting in an airport lounge while still being an hour away from an actual airport lounge? That was a lot like this. First, I had to wait 5 minutes to be allowed inside, only to find an empty building. There were luggage tags literally everywhere. What's the theming? A red luggage room? Skip.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
People have very different tastes. That's all I'll say. I love Nomad Lounge.
I like Nomad Lounge
I'm
too.
thrilled that we get to go right now.
Yeah. Oh. So this is Nomad Lounge, one of our favorite lounges, I would say, definitely in Animal Kingdom and potentially in most theme parks here in Disney World, maybe.
This is my favorite lounge in the parks.
In the parks, I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
No, I'm saying it.
I'm trying to think now.
Putting my foot down.
Okay, it's a really good lounge.
But we definitely recommend sitting because it is nice. And luckily, we have a friend here.
Yeah.
A mutual acquaintance.
Okay. Oh, is she here?
We're meeting with someone. We're meeting with a contact.
A contact.
We're meeting with a friend.
There's also this lovely outdoor patio where you can see some of the character flotillas pass by, as well as the Discovery Island drummers. So what are you filming?
I'm having breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack here.
Oh, that's nice.
All at Nomad Lounge.
You want to film me and ask me what I'm filming? Yeah.
Sage, what are you filming?
Nothing. Because the bread service was also mentioned in a 1-star Yelp review, We also got the bread service to share. So currently there are 3 different types of bread, and it comes with 3 different sauces and chutneys for dipping. We have the coconut curry sauce, the guava sauce, and the ginger pear chutney.
Well, the drinks are too sweet.
They're just too sweet. Well, here's what I will say. I do believe you have to find your beverage, right? We are very fortunate to come here, not here, but just to come to Disney World a lot, and almost every day. And I have tried a lot of the drinks on this menu, and that's why I know that I can come here and get the Tempting Tigers, because I know that it is the closest thing to an old-fashioned. It's not too sweet. It is a sweeter version of an old-fashioned, but that's why I like it, because I know I can have something exactly what I want.
At Nomad Lounge, the drinks on the actual cocktail menu do not call to me. One thing that Nomad Lounge has is some of the best bartenders that you can find in the parks. And I get a dirty vodka martini here, and it is spectacular. So it's also a full bar where you can get whatever you want. So even if those drinks do seem a little too sweet for you, you can order something, just whatever you would normally get from the bar, and expect that it'll be pretty good because the bartenders here rock. It's like if you merged an old fashioned with an iced tea.
Yeah.
You know?
Except
Like
I hate iced tea, so what?
Who hates iced tea?
This guy.
I really love it. Anyway, it's like if you merge those two, so it's not as like heavy as an old fashioned. It's a little lighter, a little more refreshing, easier to drink. It's a touch sweeter than your typical old fashioned, but old fashions are one of those cocktails that you can make to your sweetness desires. And I typically do a little extra sweetener in my old fashioned just because I like it a touch sweeter, kill off some of the bitterness of the whiskey. And this is like exactly the sweetness level I like. I also enjoy the snow leopard. That one's super refreshing.
I actually have had this bread service recently, and I kind of enjoyed it. I really did, especially because right now it's got the Brazilian bread, the same kind of Brazilian bread that we had at the Skipper Canteen. And you can find that full review on the channel now. Now, it is a little steep for the price for a bread service. $18 is a tad on the higher end side. Now, it is a bread service, but I would say probably for a little more adventurous eaters. In fact, everything here I would say is a little more adventurous eaters. There's going to be some unique, like, African and Indian seasoning. The flavors are going to be just a tad more unique, like the coconut curry sauce. Super sweet, super interesting. Definitely a super deep flavor profile.
Nomad Lounge is an awesome spot. It feels like you're stepping out of the theme park. People used to say that to me all the time before I'd ever gone, and I was like, that seems dramatic. Like everywhere feels like you're at a theme park at Disney World. Not Nomad Lounge. It feels like such an escape. We sat there for way too long.
I was gonna say that. I was like, as a testament to that statement. Yeah, we were only supposed to be there for like I don't know 30 minutes. We were there for I want to say what 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like that every time too. It just
every time.
So that's the danger of Nomad Lounge. You might want to go once you've done all your other priorities, just because it will. The couches are comfy. The drinks are good. The food is good. It's a calming atmosphere right by the water. It's just nice. Yeah. On Quelp, I think I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 5.
Because we're doing Animal Kingdom specific things, I'm actually gonna give Nomad Lounge a 5 out of 5.
That's
it is
reasonable.
definitely one of my top things to do here. It's always a must do, both for the drinks, the vibes, the seating, the couch.
The couch.
The couch is lovely.
The couch is good. Where else can you sit on a couch in Disney World? In the park.
For 2 hours.
Seriously, where? I can't think of a single couch.
No.
Not a comfy one.
Big comfy couch.
Not a big comfy couch.
Remember that show?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Quincy, I am thrilled to announce that you have reached your highest score yet. Out of a potential 20, you got 18 points. Well done.
Let's go.
But we still have one more part to go.
Yeah. And Disney Springs.
And Disney Springs. The question is, can you get a perfect score? The other question is, how did you do at home?
Tell us in the comments.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And now go watch us review 1 Star Yelp reviews at Disney Hollywood Studios.
See you there.
Bye.
Every time we do an outro,
I say see you there, and you say
and
bye.
I was like, it'd be so cute if we were like, oh, let's say see you there, and you said bye. What are we even doing here? We're just going through the moves.
There's one phrase, and it's
show us the moves that we've been going through. There it is.